I took some Sharpie Oil Paint Pens to an inexpensive guitar. How did it turn out? We'll find out this week on Learning Curve. Hey, welcome to Learning Curve. Hope you're doing okay. My name is Spencer. Now, if you watch the channel, you know, about a month ago, I bought a Glarry Burning Flame style guitar, and I've been kind of tinkering with it ever since. I updated the electronics, I put in a kill switch. Last night I did a little bit of work on the nut because one of the strings was a little buzzy, but for 75 bucks, an amazing deal. And it's a guitar you don't mind screwing around with because it's so inexpensive. So, over the course of this month, I saw a video by a guy named Ryan at 60 Cycle Hum. I'm sure he's got a last name, but I could not find it, and I did not look that hard. Anyway, there's a video where Ryan is pinstriping a guitar, and it looked awesome. He got really good results, and it seemed really cool, and I'm like, I think I would like to do that. So this happened right after Eddie Van Halen passed away. I, like most guitar players in the human race, am a fan of Eddie Van Halen. I've clearly been influenced by him. Everybody has. And I wanted to kind of tip my hat to Eddie Van Halen, but I didn't want to do a full-on Frankenstein because, first of all, that's a lot of work. You got to tape the guitar off and paint it and then retape it and paint that. And, like, it seems like a huge project. But also, I mean, like, I can play some Van Halen, but I can't even play, like, Eruption or Cathedral. And I feel like if you're going to have a full-on Frankenstein paint job, you should at least be able to, you know, pull off a passable Van Halen. So I didn't want to insult his memory. I just wanted to give him like a, hey, thank you. The thing is, I started looking at pinstriping equipment, which you can get on Amazon, but once you get brushes and a couple of cans of paint, it's almost costing as much for the supplies to pinstripe it as the guitar itself cost. And that just seemed like a bit much. So, while I was looking, I came across these Sharpie Oil Paint Pens. And I remembered seeing a video a while back when I was looking at different ways to finish guitars about a guy, he was doing Pasca pens, which is another kind of oil paint pen to draw on his guitar. I'll put the video in the link. I thought, oh, maybe that's the route. So I got these guys. I got 5 colors for $8.99. They were on sale at the time. I think they're normally $13, but they've been $8.99 for a while. So you get black, red, yellow, blue, and white for $8.99. That's a pretty good deal. And I did some homework on it. I found a couple of videos where this woman said that she'd used them, she'd used them, let them sit for a month without doing anything to them, and then used them again, and they were just fine, right? So they're really easy. All you do, you take the plastic off, of course, then you push that little white tip thing in with your thumb, then you put the lid back on, you shake it up, right, and then you poke it, like get a paper towel or something, and just kind of keep poking that tip until the paint starts to flow. And then have at it. Now, I initially tried to pinstripe with the pen, but somebody might be able to do good pinstriping with this. I'm not a good pinstriper, apparently. I didn't work at it that hard, but I couldn't get it to look right. You know, mine looks like a 12-year-old did it, and that's actually not fair to 12-year-olds. Mine looks like a 12-year-old who wanted to go like to the remote control car track, but was dragged to color me mine by like his aunt or his mom or something, and was like trying to like humor them, but wasn't really into it. And that was the best I could do. So I decided to maybe try a more traditional Van Halen stripe, which came out okay. Now, initially, the Van Halen stripes is a lot of straight lines. So initially I was trying to use painter's tape, But what happens is the paint bleeds under the edge of the tape. So you draw your lines and then you'd peel back the tape and you'd have all this bleeding. Now, I was using mineral spirits to clean up the paint. And on the initial test, like, I painted it and then I took the mineral spirits right to it and it cleaned it right up. But this stuff is fast drying paint. So by the time I peeled back the tape, it had been sitting there for a minute. Now it becomes a really difficult job. And it's hard to, like, respect the edge that you're trying to keep, when you're wiping up with the mineral spirit. So it just ended up being a huge mess. So I needed to find a better straight edge. And boy, you'd think you'd have a lot of straight edges laying around the house, but you don't. I need something non-porous that doesn't matter if I get paint all over it. What I found was an old Telecaster pickguard that I'm not using, that had come with a different guitar that I've swapped out. And it's got a bunch of straight lines on it that aren't porous. So I put that down, and suddenly we are in business. A couple of things, though. You got to go slow. You got to take your time. You got to know kind of what you're doing beforehand, because like I said, you have a little bit of room for error, but it's not a very big room for error, so try to get it right the first time. I studied the Van Halen pattern a lot before I did it. To make wider lines, you just draw a line and then move the straight edge, away from the line. Don't move it so that it's on top of the paint, because you'll smudge the paint, but just, draw parallel lines. It's real simple. Like I said, the mineral spirits is nice for the cleanup, but it dries real quickly. So, like I just said, kind of know what you're doing going into it, because you don't get a lot of chances at this one. I wouldn't say I totally winged it, but I knew basically what it was supposed to look like, and I just kind of went for it. Well, here's how it came out. Now, from a distance, it looks pretty awesome. But I will say, if you get up close, some people, that's going to be a turnoff. That's maybe not the factory finish look that you were hoping for. At the same time, for some people, the kind of roughness and the handmadeness of it, I guess, is appealing. So, should you do this? Well, I don't know, man. How perfect do you need it to be? Like I said, the Hendrix Monterey Strat was done with fingernail polish. And people who love it, love it. Look at Tom Morello's guitars. I don't know what he's using on those, but it looks like it's a bunch of markers and maybe some spray paint. Who knows, but and some stickers. Go online. There's no shortage. It's a matter of like what you like. I think in the right hands, you could do some really amazing stuff with this. But some people, no matter how good you can make it look, they're just not going to like the way this finishes. So, make your own choices. Some of you are looking at that and you're disgusted, and some of you, like, a light bulb just went off and you figured out how to make your guitar even more your guitar, And that's the thing. Guitars are an individual thing. The way you play is a reflection of you, the way it looks is a reflection of you. So, should you do this? I don't know. Live with your choices. Maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't, but if you do, best of luck. And if you were thinking about it and you saw the way this turned out and realized that's not what you want, you're welcome. But once again, can't say this enough, please know, if you do this, you're going to have a heck of a time undoing it. So know what you're doing going into it and be willing to accept your choices. All right, that's going to do it for me. This has been Learning Curve. My name's Spencer. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're being nice to other people. I hope you're playing a lot of guitar. If you like this, please subscribe, please like, please share. We'll see you next time. Take care of yourself.